Consultant's Corner. I'm Rebecca Brizzi. This is my corner. I am a consultant. On my blog this week, we're talking about leaders and followers in business. And all of this really makes me think about relating to people in general in business. There are a lot of ways in which we do relate to people and in which we struggle to relate with people. One area, by the way, where it still seems acceptable to not relate to people, to make assumptions or to base ourselves on stereotypes, seems to be age or generations. This is somewhat of a pet peeve of mine. We work hard not to compartmentalize or group people based on how they look or how they sound, and yet when it comes to what we think their age is, we seem to think that this is totally fine and everybody within a certain age group is the same. And that same is generally negative stereotype of that age group. People aren't the stereotypes of whatever group you want to put them in. In the workplace, this is extremely important, as in life, because in the workplace we are thrown together with people we didn't necessarily select. We are bringing together a group of people who have not necessarily self-selected to be together. Underscoring the importance of these people relating to one another is part of the job of leadership. Everybody in the world has something to teach you. Everybody in the world has a story, a past, an experience, a skill, a bit of knowledge that you do not have. Everybody in the world has something that they can teach you. And you have something to teach everybody in the world because you also have a story, a history, a background, an experience, a skill, a piece of knowledge that somebody else does not have, that the person in front of you at that moment doesn't have. Remember that when you are learning to get along with and relate with and talk to and spend time with your colleagues, new or old, that everybody in that room has something to teach you and everybody in the room has something they can learn from you. Not too long ago, I had this conversation with somebody who kept saying that they were struggling to find common ground with one person in particular. We don't look at the world the same way. We don't have the same interests. We don't even eat the same foods. We don't talk the same way. We don't think the same way. There's just nothing there. Yeah, finding common ground sometimes can be challenging. But here's the thing. If it's the thing you have in common, it might give you an opportunity for something to talk about, but not necessarily for something to learn. When you're trying to relate to somebody, go for the things that you don't have in common. Find the uncommon grounds. That's where you can have an interesting conversation because that's where you will be full of questions because it's something you know nothing about. And if you're asking somebody questions about something they do know about, then that makes them feel interesting and engaged and that you want to spend time with them. Boom, relationship formed. As a banal example, if I'm talking to somebody and discover that they love knitting, I do not knit, so many questions come to mind. What made you start knitting? What do you enjoy about knitting? How do you decide what to knit? Is there a method of knitting that you prefer over others? Do you knit for yourself? Do you knit presents? How much time do you spend knitting? Where do you buy your supplies? How do you choose what colors to use? And those are just questions off the top of my head. Once the person answers, everything they say to me can lead to another couple questions. I know nothing about knitting, so I have so much to learn. When you are looking for ways to relate to other people, colleagues, partners, clients, or you're looking for ways to allow your employees to come together more closely, focus on the uncommon ground. Learn something about the individual, learn something new in general for yourself, and let that be an interesting conversation. In the meantime, I'll see you back here as always next week with our next video. We will be talking about decision making against the status quo. Click subscribe to the channel so you never miss a thing, or if you prefer information coming to you, go to my website, subscribe to my newsletter. Link is below. And all this great content will come straight to your inbox every Tuesday. See you there. Bye now.